I mean, Emery was what it was, and then before that with Angelo, like, I mean, we all like Chicago sports fans should know that Angelo he didn't score in the first couple. He had some good picks later rounds. I'll give him that, but all the first round picks were like a big, and
Absolutely.
so I haven't seen anything like been excited about a Bears first round pick in a while because you're scared, dude. You're scared. I mean,
Yeah.
Shea McClellan, come on, dude. Like there, I mean, you could. I mean, I feel like I want to look them up right now because there's been so many just bad ones that we've seen. But hopefully
Oh,
that will change.
yeah, that's something that does have to change, and it's a tight balance that they have to run. I'd like to think that they have enough to maybe. Uh, I don't know what's going on because we're seemingly. I think fans, for the most part, were ready to take some medicine and have a very, very bad year coming up
Like
next year.
yeah, like akin to like what any Cubs
Hmm.
fan is like coming to grips with. Okay, we're absolutely tearing it down, and starting from this. But
Yeah.
I don't know why it feels different in the NFL. I don't know why.
I think it does because there's so many more variables, and the talent level that you're going to get at baseball. Okay, you can kind of project that. Okay, you can pay somebody 2 million. You can pay a starting pitcher $2 million, and you know you're going to get about $2 million worth, which really isn't that much. That's if you're lucky, 150 innings, maybe 12 wins, and you don't really want that. Baseball, completely different, completely different story. Same thing with like basketball or something like that. But with the NFL, there's so many different things. Either everything can be fixed really quickly by desperation from from just flat out desperate players, or you're just creating a shell game and you're just kind of putting a product out there that can be competitive because you don't want to hear 16 weeks in the third largest media market in the nation, how an NFL franchise is tanking. Personally, I think everyone has to get beyond that sort of stuff and say, no, you know what? They kind of need to tank. They kind of need to clean house, let everything be bad, let everyone either that or they try to make some of the pieces serviceable and enticing to other teams. I don't know what they're doing for the defense because I don't know what you can really do there, but the offense, they haven't done too much, which I guess is a good thing. And we'll see what happens with the draft and who they end up taking. But you're gonna have to. The deadline's done. The money's gone for Cutler. So you either take the medicine or you try to find somebody that's willing to take it on now.
I don't think
Or
anybody's gonna take it.
yeah,
Well, I think people might take it, some of it, but they're not giving back what is you know well but at the same time how do you fault him? I mean, are you going to really give up a ton for this guy? I mean, he's
no,
proven he's been two places, and the first time he proved that you didn't want him there because he demanded a trade, and then the second time you find out that like there is nothing. It is you can, and there's arguments. I get like there's all the arguments for both sides. He's gone through many systems and this and this and this, but this is what he is, a professional like football player. He's like the quarterback. Like the NFL is like, hey, come on, you can play, and you can't though. So it's they can't get rid of him, so they're stuck with it. So it'll be
yeah,
interesting to see. I like the whole open competition talk that's been happening lately about the Bears. It's funny to me.
I saw that. Is there?
Well,
What do they think we do? Do people really think we're that stupid?
well, it was interesting because at like I want to say the original press conference when after the hiring of Fox, so you had Fox and Pace in the same press conference, and Pace comes out and says something like it made me think of Lovie Smith because it was basically like Jay's our quarterback, like we're going
Yeah.
forward with Jay. And like in the next breath, Fox is like talking about how there's a depth chart and we figure this stuff out on the grass. You know what I mean? So it sounds like the coach is leaving it open for this is my call. And the GM, I was kind of like strangely weirded out by that. I mean, I definitely think they're on the same page, and I think, but you never know that because how many times do guys start working together, and then next year we could be talking about how you know Ryan Pace and John Fox don't get along.
Oh,
Then
God.
then where are we? So I
Yeah.
don't know. In the between all of this talking and everything about the Bears, I did look up all their first round draft picks. We could go back a while. There's I mean there's some cornerstones to winning. I'm gonna start at 1980. Okay,
Okay.
Otis Wilson. It's a score. Van Horn. Okay, McMahon. He won you a Super Bowl. Covert in '83. Galt also in '83. Wilbur Marshall in '84. The Fridge in '85. Neil Anderson in '86. Harbaugh in '87. Brad Muster in '88, Wendell Davis also in '88. In '89, they had Donnell Wolford and Trace Armstrong. Still going good. 1990, Mark Carrier. Then the shit kind of hits the fan. So where did we leave off? Mark Carrier. Now let's try to remember all these. Just some crazy stuff here. Stan Thomas. Do you remember that pick? He was offensive lineman, offensive tackle out of Texas. Was supposed to be great. Um, he's not. He didn't do anything. Alonzo Spellman. I think we can remember what happened with Alonzo because he had some. He's had some issues in the past. Curtis Conway, not bad. All right. John Theory, nothing. Rashawn Salam, nothing. Walt Harris, 97, they didn't even have a first round pick. So that's not even good. 98 was Curtis Enos.
I remember him.
99
Yeah.
was Cade McNown. 2000, you hit with Urlacher. I'll give you that.
Yes.
2001, David Terrell. We all remember that. 2002, Mark Colombo.
Uh,
2003, Michael Haynes. The only memory I have of Michael Haynes is the morning after the draft. There's a picture of him in the Sun Times talking about the Bears' new draft pick. I don't know if it was maybe after the draft or after the actual signing, but you know the how the Packers had the cheesehead hats. Well, they had
yes.
a deep dish pizza hat. Michael Michael Haynes is in the Sun Times wearing the deep dish pizza hat, and pardon me, I'll always, whenever I hear Michael Haynes' name, that's going to be the only thing I will ever think of. 2003, Rex Grossman. 2004, Tommy Harris was good for a little bit there, right?
Yes.
I
Gun
mean, he
problems
was
though.
he was he was really awesome for what? I mean, it was 2004, like maybe like 5
5 years.
years good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Cedric Benson, forget about it. 2006, no pick. 2007, Greg Olson. I know what he is now, but when he
Hmm.
played for the Bears, he wasn't what
Hot
he is
garbage.
now. Hot garbage. He had alligator arms, and there was too much of the friend buddy thing with Cutler. Like,
Yeah.
2008, Chris Williams, right? This is the best part of the draft coming up. 2009, no pick. 2010, no pick. 2011, Gabe Carimi. 2012, Shea McCollum.
Yeah.
2013, Kyle Long. I give it to you. That's
Yeah.
like
Shocker pick, but
yeah,
I
shocker,
think
and it was definitely a stretch.
overdrafted. Yeah.
Exactly. But at the same time, you're talking about. I mean, yeah, there's got to be something in there with the family name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the dad was a stud. Like, awesome.
The brother's a
Yeah, the
stud.
brother's a stud. Awesome. Odds are the other one is probably going to be okay. And then the last draft was Kyle Fuller. So not a ton to like, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm scared of the Bears in the first round. And I know that's the course of, a few general managers and regimes and everything, but it's a it's just weird. And now what would be interesting for me to do is go back and look at who they passed on.
Oh
Yeah, I'm
gosh,
gonna
no,
do
you
that.
do
I'm
that.
gonna do
No,
that
you don't
for
want to
I'm gonna
do
do that. I'm gonna
that.
do I'll go
Mike, we
back
don't want to lose
like
you.
I'll go back like how about I go back to like 2000?
Okay.
I feel that's and odds are I mean who knows who they passed up. And you don't and I know you can't figure out or even figure that stuff in, but you can because they passed on somebody. Like I know one year, I can't remember what it was, but they passed on Terrell Suggs. They didn't think Terrell Suggs was going to be a good pro player. Like they could have totally been right, but I don't know, dude. Odds are like that dude was going to be pretty good. Like you got to go with it, but whatever. They do what they do. And but yeah, that's a long way away, but we got baseball starting
Yes.
like what? In a week and a half?
Oh, can't come soon enough. Yeah, just about 10 days from now. It's very. I'm happy. I'm very much ready for it. I have my dad and brother are down in Arizona for a little bit of last minute spring training getaway. So I believe they'll be seeing I guess uh, cross grapefruit. Excuse me, cross cactus league series
Yeah,
game between the Cubs and
I was at
Sox.
that game last year.
Okay, very cool.
Their last meeting of the spring last year. It was actually it was at the Cubs new facility. It was a very nice day at the park.
That's what I hear from seemingly anybody. I know a lot more media people than actual individuals. That's good to hear. So I hope that they have. I hope they are going to see that. I know it's probably just a
And
hop, skip, and a jump from Glendale.
I've heard that the Camelback, the Sox facility is, which I'm sure you know and you've heard plenty about, is awesome too. So, but I was not able to see that one.
It's okay. Yeah, they saw a game today. So they got to see Clayton Kershaw do his nasty business, as well as Yasiel Puig do his smashing business as well. So
Good thing they got to see Kershaw not in the playoffs.
yeah, yeah, he was stellar. What could you say?
But it's so well. Not only that, I mean, as like both of us know, but maybe if you're listening, you don't. There's a lot of upside to baseball. It seems in the city of Chicago, so it's very exciting. I know for me, I've been talking and texting back and forth randomly with Brandon about this, but you know, I kind of been drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit,
Okay.
but it tastes a little bit different. It feels like, um, but I mean, it's still, you're playing a game of this guy's. I was watching the game today because the Cubs and Angels were on ESPN today. I'm watching it, and I'm watching like all these guys come up, and my daughter's sitting there. I'm like, this guy's supposed to be good, and I'm like, here I fucking go. What am I doing? Like, I'm getting myself. And then the hardest thing is that, like, they were talking about, and I should have listened more intently to be talking about this, but like, Lester is supposed to have been pitching, but they pitched him in a simulated game instead, and they're all, the normal. They're not going to say that he's if he's hurt. They're not going to say it. So they're like, he's fine. Everything's normal. Everything's on schedule. And then they got Kurt Schilling, is the is the is the color guy in the game, and or, I mean, I could be saying that right. Whatever, he's doing the
Yeah.
analysis, and you know, you've heard Kurt Schilling talk before, right? He knows
Yes.
he
Unfortunately,
knows
sometimes.
everything, which for part of it, watching a game is good, but every single thing every pitcher did, he would absolutely pick apart. So they start talking about Lester and doing simulated, and they're like, we don't see the point in like they basically I know what they're saying. They were saying he has a dead arm, okay?